ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगण ललिता शिव शाकन्वितं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर शिवसुधि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम हरे हरे कम करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुनतारण परमानन्दमाधव श्री चैतन्य विश्व नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय श्रीमति भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचार निरुशेषुन्नदि पश्चात दिशतारणे हरे कृष्ण। You're doing well, and my obeisances to every one of you. So, 1 minute. So last week, can you see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
So just what is that? Third chapter is an Karma Yoga. I'm just to recap what we have seen, what we saw. Renunciation or action. So Arjuna giving an example of if Buddhi Yoga is better than Dureni Hyavaram Karma Buddhi Yoga Dhananjaya. Buddha Saranu Anvicha Kripaya Falayatava. That verse Krishna told in second chapter. Arjuna is telling if Buddhi Yoga is better, then why should I indulge in this war? It's better I give up. I'm just repeating what I said last week. Then Krishna said there are two types of people, Jnana yogis and Karma yogis. Lokin, this is last week. Lokesmin Divida Vishta Pura Prokta Mayanaga Jnana Yogen Sankyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. So one is you can give up the action, you can renounce the action, become a sannyasi. Or another thing is Tyaga. You can renounce the result of the action. And Krishna is telling Arjuna, this is what we saw last week. I'm just repeating. It's better instead of becoming a sannyasi, instead of renouncing a action, you renounce the result of the action. What is that? Tyaga. That same thing Krishna tells in 17th chapter. In other words, hey, don't become a premature sannyasi. Then you'll create trouble in the society. So instead, you take up the responsibility. This is what we saw last week. You take the responsibility and take up the responsibility for your actions. Then that action will purify you. That action will purify you. So eventually, when maturity comes, what is very important? progress in bhakti, progress in the spiritual life. You know, so Krishna is telling, and don't become a market vairagi and just sit on the road and you what who will help me serve me. No, that's wrong. So take responsibility, but Krishna is telling renounce the result of the action. Means what? How do you apply? I'm as an engineer, I'm a doctor. How do I apply the statement of Krishna? Who will answer, or you want me to answer? Tell me. First of all, I'm telling you, don't become a renunciate. Immature renunciate. If you have sufficient renunciation, you can do that. If not, renounce the result of your action. Means I will answer anyway. Okay, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, you're a professor, whatever. Something wonderful happened in the work. Give it to Krishna. Some failure happened in the work. You know, my lad, you're purifying me. Thank you. So success and failure, you give it to Krishna. You know, but instead of telling, but usually what happens in the material world? People who do not know Bhagavad Gita, I am the doer. I did it. So you move the project into production. The whole company, everyone says, you are the doer. Of course, I am the doer, sir. अरे इतना मेहनत किया मैंने, Yeah. So then next day what happens? one module in the production fails. Who did it? And you are a. Then the depression. You know. So how does a devotee respond? How does a devotee respond? When something good happens, my lord, thank you very much. It is not that you don't need to enjoy. No. You enjoy responsibly with gratitude. Thank you very much, my lord. You gave me this job. You gave me the promotion. You gave me the success. Thank you very much. And something failed. You're actually purifying me, you know. So you're purifying me, and uh, so you're telling how temporary this world is. And last week that is how we should do. Last week we saw 3 point. Can everyone see the 3 point? I mean, third verse to 16th verse, Krishna slowly, gradually elevated Arjuna's consciousness from karma kanda to karma yoga. You remember we saw that. But then we saw, even if you are qualified for renunciation, for example, now after 10-15 years of practice, now you are sufficiently qualified, and suddenly one day you'll become 45. I think this world is all bogus. I realized, this I realized fully, now. So you tell the family, bye bye. Krishna is telling that is also wrong. What is Krishna telling? Can you see 17 to 35 the screen? Even if you're qualified for renunciation, you still do Nishkama Karma Yoga to set a right example. Understanding or not? To set a right example, you follow that. यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठस्तत्तत् एवेतरो जना स यत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते. So, especially the leaders, what they do, in order to set an example, even though, yeah, I mean, just to set an example, what they do, they will not renounce, but they continue. And Krishna gives the example of Maharaj Janak. Krishna gives the example of Maharaj Janak, not like, after 15 years of practice, I'm second initiated and I realized, Abba, this is too difficult. So मैं तो जा रहा हूँ मंदिर फुल टाइम ज्वाइन करने के लिए. ऐसा बच्चों को बीवी को रास्ते में रख के जाएंगे, या पति को बच्चों को, फिर क्या, nobody will come to ISKCON. So what you have to do? Continue to set an example. Continue, set an example. What is the question? If you call, this session will not go forward. So you ask the question at the end.
So, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu still did the sannyas.
So this Prabhu is putting me on the spot. So why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not read Bhagavad Gita, the 3rd chapter? When he took sannyas, he was only 6. His wife was only 16. and his mother was 70, and there is nobody at home. If Nishkama Karma he is sufficiently qualified, I mean he understood the world, then why didn't he follow 17 to 35 example? Why did he first of all, Lord Chaitanya's renunciation is not immature renunciation. Second thing, Lord Chaitanya revealed his divinity as Krishna himself, and he revealed his divinity as a purpose. What is purpose of the incarnation? To reclaim the conditioned souls back to the spiritual world. You know? And third thing is um, because his incarnation for this is to claim everyone back home, back to Godhead. You know, it is true. He has given, what is that? Uh, he's not like you and me, actually. Lord Chaitanya, when he was born, his feet, both the feet, they have the marks of Narayan. And his grandfather, that's why I said, this is a Mahapurusha. Name him Vishwambhar. He'll deliver the whole, not all the three worlds. So many times I told Narasimha Swami came to liberate Narasimha Swami came for one purpose to protect Prahlad. Vamandev came for one purpose to take everything from Bali Maharaj and give it to Indra. Lord Chaitanya came to take everyone back home, back to Godhead. The specific reason for Lord Chaitanya's sannyas is he tells this to Nityananda Prabhu. So some people in Navadvip, they were actually what they were doing. So Gopi, 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 one Lord Chaitanya was telling. And so this Brahmana says, why are you telling Gopi, Gopi, Gopi? Why can't you turn Krishna's name? That day Lord Chaitanya was in Gopi Bhav. So Lord Chaitanya picked up stick. Nobody should worship Krishna. He Gopis, what is that? This lady came, Surpanaka, and still Ram cut off his nose, cut off her nose. And this person innocently came to fight Val, but he killed Vali from behind the tree. Nobody should worship Krishna. That is not criticism, but that's glorification. That's how Gopis would. Because Gopis can never forget Krishna actually. And he picked up a stick. You're telling me to chant Krishna, Gopis Krishna's name? Nobody should chant Krishna's name. And this guy went and told all his, then they started criticizing him actually. They started criticizing him. What he thinks he's a scholar. He thinks his father is a scholar. Our fathers are also scholars. We are also scholars. He thinks he's a Brahmin. We are also Brahmins. Then next time when he does like this, he beat him up. So till yesterday he studied with us in the college. Suddenly he became a Mahaprabhu. So next time he says like this, we'll beat him. But Lord Chaitanya is super soul. He understood what's happening. And he tells Nityananda Prabhu, hey, I came to this world to deliver everyone. But exactly opposite is happening. When they've decided to raise stick on me, they're increasing their births. I have come to take them back to Godhead. But I have descended to increase their births now. He used the word Pipalikanda is meant to cut the phlegm. Pipalikanda is bitter. So if you eat so many sweets, if you take little Pipalikanda, what it'll do, it'll cut your phlegm. So Lord Chaitanya came to reduce the births and take everyone back to Godhead. But now what they're thinking, they're thinking he's ordinary liberated soul. And they're criticizing him to the extent of beating him. Lord Chaitanya said, why I'm giving elaborate answer, Prabhu? Your question is very wonderful actually. You should know this. And he said, no. Then what I will do, I'll take sannyas. And this is India 500 years ago. All the people who were criticizing me, they would take shelter of sannyasi. Yes, in this process, I will break the heart of my mother. My dependents. His mother is only one. Sorry, his mother had nobody. And his wife was just married actually. Second marriage. It's Vishnu Priya only 2 years before. So, and he talks because you need to understand properly. Otherwise, you'll find fault with Lord Chaitanya tomorrow. Lord Chaitanya came for this purpose. And devotees were very sad actually. So Lord Chaitanya is a sacrifice. So if Lord Chaitanya did not have the divinity, mm, then so Bhagavad Gita is for, then we can speak otherwise. But Bhagavad Gita is, why is Krishna teaching slow but step-by-step progress? But Lord Chaitanya is the speaker of Bhagavad Gita, as Krishna before. You're understanding, right? So, but in fact, actually, but you see, but the Lord Chaitanya set an example also. What is the example he set? Mother Sachi set an example. Vishnu Priya also set an example. Vishnu Priya lived up to 95 years after that. She was 16 when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas. Every day she would chant few number of rounds. For every round she would put one piece of rice. Only one piece of rice. If she would shoot 150 rounds, she would have 150 grains of rice. This much. And that she would cook and offer. Lord Chaitanya gave the deity, Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. We all went and saw that date. She would offer the deity the rice and she never looked at anybody. And she went for severe austerity. That is her life is an example for many ladies actually. All the ladies, how to lead the life. In the married life, husband is there or not. Husband is there, still that life is very good. Not there also, Mother also, very dedicated. But Lord Chaitanya tells at the time of leaving, I'll take care of you. So Lord Chaitanya would come and every day eat her food whenever she would offer. So their examples, and that way his goal is to bring all the lost people who are criticizing, to bring them back into the fold. He brought all of them back. They all surrendered to him. They all surrendered to Lord Chaitanya later when he took sannyas. They understood, Then when he revealed his divinity, I read about Navadev, everyone surrendered to Lord Chaitanya, The movement is going forward, it will go. Actually, it is said, Lord Ram, when he went back to Godhead on the last day, he took everyone back, the entire planet of people back to Godhead. When Krishna went back to Godhead, he took the entire planet of people back to Godhead. When Lord Chaitanya went back to Godhead, whoever was there on the planet, he took everyone back to Godhead. Understanding? So, Lord Chaitanya example is that, you understand? Okay, thank you. So, because why this 17 to 35, the screen is there. Actually, end of the third chapter, one has to become free from lust. One has to become free from lust. First thing is karma kanda to karma yoga. We saw, what is that? How to progress slowly. But we stopped, I think, Murali Prabhu told me 22nd verse we stopped as last time, So you have to set up an exam, even if you're qualified, then, what is that? You have to set an example, continue doing Nishkam Karma Yoga. I gave the example of Maharaj Janak, right? I told the story. But I want to 1 minute. Okay. Can you see what is that statement? Be the change. Can you read it? Be the change. So don't wait others to change, but you become the change and you set an example. You set an example. So King Mar like Maharaj Janak attained perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Now, like I told this, I didn't tell this story actually. One day, one Haina, because in the community, everyone is a leader. Everyone is a leader, especially Grihasthas. They're leaders. How? Actually, brahmacharis are leaders for the community, but grostas are leaders for their children, for their family, for their parents, for their relatives. So, example is better than the words, precept. One day, there were tigers walking with the cubs, baby tigers. Lions were walking with their cubs, baby lions. Elephants were walking with their elephants. But do you know hyena? Hyenas were also walking with their baby hyenas. Suddenly, mother hyena saw the baby hyenas walking. She was very upset. She told the children, "Hey, look, how nicely baby tigers are walking. How nicely baby lions are walking. These cubs. How nicely baby elephants are walking. Walk like that." Baby hyena said, "Mother, show us how to walk like that. Then we'll walk." So, baby hyenas walk the way mother will walk. Yes or not? One day, one teacher called for the parents meeting, and the father went. Oh, you understood already?
Yeah, the dignity.
Wow, Rohinandan can read my mind. So he said, sir, you know, your son is doing very well, but only one problem, sir. What? Whenever there is, for C he say K, means for city he say kitty. So we tried our best. Every time we say, city is a kitty only. That is one problem. Then father said, if he doesn't have capacity, what can you do? So, people around us follow what we do actually. Example, same thing, temple. If you go to ISV, they do, everyone is doing book distribution, we also do book distribution. So the mood of the leader decides the thing. So one day one teacher told the father, how is my son studying? Uh, so sir, what is that? Your son is doing very well. You know, Mm, Father said, I used to study everything very well, but in my childhood, you know, I didn't like history and I was failing in history. Teacher said history is repeating. Your son is also failing in history.
Nice example.
So, so we need to set an example. That is what. Then I told last week the example of Maharaj Janak. Even if you're very affluent, how do you how do you remain Krishna consciousness? I told the Maharaj Janak story last week. The ghee and if you're focused on if you're for bhakti focus, this verse will come later. Yellabdva chapre labham manyate nadikam tatha yasmin stutan dukkena guruna vichalyate. What is your focus? You can be anything. You can be doctor, you can be engineer, you can be anything. The goal is self-realization. What is the goal? Self-realization. Then other things will fall in place. You will accept whatever Krishna gives you. Failure or success. But because you take responsibility and continue, this will purify you. Then you're rich or poor, you're not so much affected by surroundings. So what is the best leadership? The best leader embodies three principles: charity, clarity, and integrity. One should be very careful. If you're a leader, whoever you are, you have to set an example. You should have these three things. Yajnana tapasya pavanani manishanam. Yajna, fire sacrifice. Means do your chanting. Dana, charity. As much as you can, give charity. Tapasya, austerity. Austerity will bring clarity. You know. So we saw this last week, Karma Kanda to Ashtang, we saw Nishkam Karma Yoga, that's it. The other things, I added to Bhakti Yoga. But now 24th verse. Krishna is telling, 22nd verse we did, 23rd and 24th, 25th, if you see 23rd and 24th, even I actually know Krishna says, I don't need to do anything, O son of Pratha, there is no work prescribed for me, nor am I in want of anything, nor have I need to obtain anything. At time I engage in prescribed duties. If I ever fail to engage in carefully performing prescribed duties, O Partha, certainly all men would follow my path. If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these worlds would be put to ruination. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population. I would thereby destroy the peace of living beings. So this 23, 24, 20, 22, 23, 24, Krishna is telling, when I come to this world, even I perform the prescribed duties. Krishna came like 5,000 years ago and as a Kshatriya. Krishna doesn't need anything because the moment he thinks it will happen. But to set an example, he was a Grihastha. So what Grihastha, what Krishna would do, he would get up at 3 o'clock, early morning, Brahma Muhurta. And there is nobody to meditate. Krishna would meditate on himself. Then what he would do, he would give charity. After doing sadhana, then he would give charity, but so he is Kshatriya, he appeared in Kshatriya dynasty. So he would go 10 o'clock, he would go to Sudharma assembly to rule, and of course to assist his grandfather Ugrasen till evening. So Nardmani goes to to see Krishna, and Krishna, he does activities. Sometimes actually Krishna takes care of children when his wives were busy. Hare Krishna. I think everyone should follow this and grows this. So Krishna would take care of children. He would give charity in one place. Actually, Nardmani goes to this all the places where Krishna was present, and Nardmani was shocked. Every queen was thinking Krishna was with me only. The 16,108 palaces. But every place Krishna was setting a good example with his activities. So you remember Arjuna said Varna Sankara, I am setting a good example, Arjuna, to avoid Varna Sankara. Uh, so one should set a good example. Now, 25th verse. What is 25th verse? As the ignorant perform their duties with attachment results, the learned may similarly act but without attachment, for the sake of leading people on right path. That is the difference. You are wearing a jean pant, your colleague is wearing. So they are working, you have children, they have children, you are making money, or they are making money. What is the difference? You are giving your results to Krishna. They are enjoying their results. In other words, every day you are going to your work office is purifying you for them, because they are going to work to enjoy the fruits that is causing bondage. How many of you are understanding? Activity is same, but why you are doing that activity is different. Why you are doing that activity? That decides. You cannot tell whether a particular activity is a good karma or bad karma or a karma. What decides that activity? The motive which you do that activity. How many of you are clear? What decides the reaction? Whether it will give punya, it will give pap, or it will give bhakti. I mean akarma, leading to karma yoga or bhakti yoga. What will decide? The motive. How many of you are understanding? Everyone is understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Now, very important thing. So as not to disrupt the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties. A learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather than by working them in spirit of devotion, you should engage them in all sorts of activities for gradual development of Krishna consciousness. Very important for all the preachers. What is that?
Don't tell them.
You cannot tell, Prabhuji, join full time. That is very good. Join full time, it is very good. We'll take care of you. You know? But Prabhuji, now what about my parents? And what about my wife? Chodo. Lord Chaitanya left his wife, you know. At the age of 16, nobody was there for Lord Chaitanya. You know, see, but for the sake of delivering people in general, what Lord Chaitanya did? He put his wife and mother on the road and he took sannyas. You know, so every town and village, Prabhu, Lord Chaitanya said, my name will go. Join full time. No, this Prabhu is not sufficiently purified. You know, so they're attached to fruitive activities. We cannot. That's why spiritualists are also like a doctor. You cannot give same medicine to everyone. Yeah, likewise, different slope for different folks. Different slopes for different folks. You cannot give. Somebody is ready. Yes. Somebody is not ready. No, Prabhu, thank you. Just continue doing what you're doing. You know, they should not abrupt. Honestly speaking, this verse is very important. Bhakti Thakur, when they saw some qualification and renunciates, he told them to work also. Sitting in one corner chanting all the day, it doesn't work. Rajagun is there, even if they're qualified. So we should not unseat anybody, especially if they're not very elevated. You know, then you tell them, Prabhuji, continue doing what you're doing. We tell these people, two years you do. See what happens. One more year. You know. So basically, you know, some people is, of course, we have to give them the final I mean, what is that? Decision making should be in their hands, obviously. We cannot. Because at the end of the day, it is your life. It is their life, not our life. So coming back, a person who is, you know, um, attached to fruitive results, not so mature, then you should tell them work. But slowly give the results, give the fruits of that result to Krishna. I mean Krishna. So I'm encouraged to speak one thing here. Should I? Pranayar Ardhair Diya Vacha. This is given in Bhagavatam. Probably join full time. I cannot do that. Great. Then give your resources. Janmashtami is coming, do sponsor this. I cannot do that. Diya, intelligence. Use your intelligence to spread Krishna consciousness. I cannot do that. I'll speak good about us. These people, Hare Krishnas, are good. So there are 4 levels. Krishna also tells this in 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. You do this. No, I cannot do that. I'll do this then. So Krishna, there are different levels of highest surrender to the lowest, like this. The rungs of the ladder. You know. So we should not stop anyone from working. Rather, we should tell them, you know, you should continue doing what you're doing, but slowly give the results to Krishna. That will purify you. Now, after telling that, Krishna is telling, you know, so who is the uh, Ignorant worker, that is the next sloka. Who is ignorant? Prakrite krimanani gunai karmani sarvasa ahankara vimudatma kartahi iti manyate. Who is the bewildered soul? I am the doer. But Krishna is first time bringing three modes. Not first time. Krishna is bringing again three modes here. We'll see that later. But you should know, Bhagavad Gita is the book that speaks of three modes. Sattvagun, Tamagun, Rajagun. That's why other religions, they read Bhagavad Gita. Because our nature is based on these three modes. So who is the ignorant worker? It's given in 27th verse. I am the doer. But in fact, what is your role in doing particular activity? What is your role? Again, we have to go to 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So what is your rule for any activity? Soul has a desire. What is it? Soul has a desire. Adhishtanam tatha kartha. So you use your body to get the job done. Second one. Engage your senses. Different types of endeavor. These four things are from your side. But fifth one is Krishna sanction. Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. Now I have a question for all of you. You want to get something done, but it's not happening. What does it mean?
You're not trying enough. Either one of them is not there.
They are not trying enough, or Krishna sanction is not there. Damodar Leela. Yashoda is trying to bind 2 inches short. Means what?
Not yet the time.
Either the endeavor is not enough, or Krishna sanction has not come. Every time Yashoda was trying to bind, the rope was 2 inches short. Means what? Either the endeavor is not enough, or Krishna sanction is not there. Now my question to you. So in America, sometimes people, I didn't get into IIT, people end their lives. Or this thing did not happen. They'll end their lives. That means they're an attached worker. They think they are the doers. 27th verse. So what you will tell them? Okay, somebody did not get into medical seat. Did not get MCAT. They didn't clear exam. MCAT. They didn't get medical seat. According to this verse, what will you preach to them? Anybody online? Not in person here. Somebody did not get medical seat. They tried. They wrote MCAT exam. They did very well. But they didn't get medical seat. So their parents brought them to you. Prabhuji, you are such a Bhagavad Gita speaker. Thoda इनको प्रचार करिए. What will you tell them?
Start from the beginning. Not this body.
Not Krishna's mercy enough, like it wasn't meant for you.
Don't have enough pious credits.
Krishna's action is not there, and maybe some better result is there for them. His plan is different, Prabhuji.
Okay, yeah.
Krishna did not sanction Prabhuji.
Oh, very good. Wonderful.
Prabhuji, can I try?
Yes, please.
Life is not about success or failure, but how you enjoyed that process while you are learning to attempt that exam.
Prabhuji, can I try, Prabhuji?
Please.
You did your duty as a matter of duty. The results are not, you don't get attached to the results. You did as a part of your duty. That's what I want to tell, Prabhu.
Very nice. You tried your best, but you got experience now. So nothing is end of the world. And why don't you try again? Nothing is end of the world. That is better. Somebody said, you don't have enough pious credits. Somebody said bad karma. You don't, you're not the body, you're a spirit. So somebody is laughing, I'm laughing. Please forgive me. But actually, Prabhuji, we should give an answer that they can understand. If you say you are not the body, you're a spirit soul means I should have Krishna's grace. So can I stand first rank next lifetime and the next exam? So Prabhu, when somebody is hungry, you don't say you're a spirit, your spiritual, not the body. We give them prasad actually. Even though you're not the body, you're a spiritual, still you're in the body, so hunger is there. So we should give them prasad and spill. Then you say you're not the body but spiritual. Then they will understand. You know. I mean, answers are okay, but the right answer is, and somebody said the right answer is, you know, you tried your best. You definitely tried your best. Now you have experienced, you know. So try again. If they are devotees, you have to answer in one way, you know. This is the safest answer. You tried your best, you got the result. Now you know where you stand. So with that as the base, you try next time. Everyone is listening?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Is it like bias credits? Does it have any role to play? Bias credits?
Mataji said that pious grades do have a role to play, no doubt. But if they are able to understand that, you can use that. I don't know who said that. Somebody said that. You know? But honestly, rather than touching spiritual stuff, we should tell this. You have tried enough, but if they can understand,
The time is not right.
no, if they can understand, your role is, what can you do from your side? Endeavor. But Krishna's sanction. You know, nothing is end of the world. Maybe endeavor is not enough or Krishna sanction is not there. You try again. Everyone, very nice answers. Thank you very much for, you know. But this is, I have a question for all of you answered. You know, how many of you think, you know, I'm just improvising on Murali Prabhu's answer a little bit. For anything to happen, or either our endeavor should be enough, or Krishna's sanction is there according to Bhagavad Gita. So now you have an experience, you can try again. Nothing is end of the world. Do you all agree?
Yes, Prabhu.
Online, you know. So
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
that's very important.
Yes, Prabhu.
And I have a question for somebody. I mean, all of you, let us say, one person comes and says, I fought with my wife. I realized this world is a world of illusion. I am attending your Bhagavad Gita class. I want to join full time. What will you say?
Yeah, not ready for it.
Prabhu,
Don't come to conclusion so quickly.
we will say it is immature Vairagya, Prabhu.
Immature vairagya, very nice. Don't come
He is
to.
emotionally charged to say that.
Is emotionally charged. So what I mean, honestly speaking, you have answers, but you have to you need to, you need to sugarcoat them very nicely. You know, so no, Prabhu, I realize the world it's all illusory. Your Bhagavad Gita classes, I realize, I'm not the body but spirit soul. I'm eternal. So many times I'm married. You know, so this is not the one life. 2.1 to 2.30, I realized. You know, this is so temporary. Who is the father? Who is the mother? So I want to join full time. You know, then you say, even though you're not the body, you're living in the body. There is a relationship. You know, there is a relationship. To set a good example, we need to, you can say that is second chapter, this is third chapter. You continue in that ashram, that will purify you if you take responsibility. Somebody said immature renunciation, perfect. Immature renunciation doesn't work. You know, so take your own time, give little more time when things will cool down. Then we'll see that again. But ideally, you are performing. I know. See the quote this. Even if you are self-realized, Maharaj Janaka continued in the family life. He got married. He got his daughter married. He got Mother Sita married to Ram. So he was self-realized. He realized still to set an example to the rest of the world, he continued his family life. Right? So thank you. Now we'll go forward. Oh, so who is the bewildered soul? Bewildered soul thinks I am the doer. You know? So so that type of people, we said 26th verse, continue working in the spirit of devotion. That's it. Now 28th verse. 28th verse and 29th verse. Listen carefully. One who is knowledge of absolute truth, Tattvavit, Almighty Armor, does not engage himself in the senses and sense gratification, knowing well the difference between work and devotion, work for fruitive results. So, what makes the difference? Knowledge. I'm not the body, I'm a spirit soul. So, I'll become free from bondage if I work in devotion. I have a question for all of you. So let me read 29th, then, let me read 29th also. Bewildered by the modes of nature, the ignorant fully engage themselves in material activities, become attached. But the wise should not unsettle them. Although these duties are inferior due to the performer's lack of knowledge. So again, if somebody is, fully engaged in the material activities, the wise should not unsettle them. Why? Because the modes, they cannot change overnight. It takes very long time. Conditioning doesn't go in overnight. Nobody can change overnight. It takes some time. It takes some time. So what we have to do, we have to slowly educate them, raise their consciousness. But we cannot tell them stop. That's not right. You're understanding, right? So who can work in terms of work and devotion, but not work for results? Person who knows the knowledge. He's a tattvavit. So in other words, if you learn Bhagavad Gita, slowly you will become from fruity worker, you'll become a worker who works in devotion. Works in devotion means what? I have a question for you. When does your work become worship?
When the fruits are offered to the Krishna.
Then you offer, somebody is telling here, when you offer fruits to Krishna, your work will become devotion. Okay, anybody else?
When you work keeping Krishna in center of everything.
Right, very nice. And
Prabhuji, how
When
we
you do
spend
your
our
work,
time after our work?
what do you do after work? Before and after work, what do you do? Very nice. So, okay, you're working and you're giving the results of, you're making your salary, you're giving a portion to the temple. You're giving resources. And then your work becomes devotion. And also, what is that? Many times I said 9 to 5 job, it becomes bhakti. If you have Krishna in your home, Krishna pictures, and offer food to Krishna. And if this home is Krishna's home, not my home. Of course, I'm living in Krishna's home. So just by the concept of offering food to Krishna and give prasad and eat prasad, your 9 to 5 job becomes. Then afterwards, you come home 6 o'clock. How do you deal with your family members? These are Krishna's given family members. If you deal with them in the mood of dasanadas, then your work will become worship. Then you say, I have to sleep. So to give the rest to the body so that I can repeat the same activity for the pleasure of Krishna tomorrow. That will also become a karma yoga or bhakti yoga. But for this to happen, when you get up in the morning, you chant your rounds. To have proper consciousness, to do all these activities that you did yesterday. So remaining time, how you spend in Krishna service, the resources you give into Krishna service, and how do you deal with and how do you deal with the rest of the time and family members in the mood of servant or servant. That will make your work enter devotion.
But that will also make you very tired. Prabhu.
Let's say sleep.
No sleep, but like always thinking in this mode and all the time engaged. But you sometimes your body expects I'm doing, but nobody is understanding in home. Like just saying then that sometimes thought comes, that whether I'm doing for the pleasure of Krishna or like Dasanudas, 9 to 5 and then 6 to 9, whatever time, and then so this may.
It in the beginning it will be like that, but over a period of time you get used to it. It will become a natural flow. When you start learning cycling, initially it will be difficult, even learning the car. But over a period of time you get used to it. So likewise, these opinions, this knowledge goes in the background. With that knowledge, it will work. It becomes natural. Then 30th verse. 30th verse is little. This is here first time working karma yoga, but in knowledge. Actually, karma yoga knowledge, that is a bhakti yoga. So, mayi sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirasir nirmama bhattva yuddhasva jara. Therefore, Arjuna, surrender all your works unto me with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claim to proprietorship, free from lethargy, fight. That is the true Nishkama Karma Yoga. What is the true Nishkama Karma Yoga? Amai sarvani karmani sanyasyadhyatma chetasa. Be in knowledge, you should be in knowledge of me. Surrender it unto me. Nirasa, no desire for profit. Nirmama, no proprietorship. Nirasya nirmama bhatto yuddhasva vigata jvara. Free from laziness. Work for me. How do we apply this in our daily life? It's easy. Arjuna, Krishna is telling, okay, you're fighting for me this war. I want this war to happen. Okay, fight for me. Great. Then, nirasa. My sarvani karmani, you surrender to me. So, how do we do that? Prabhupada mentions here, a teller gives $1 million one day when somebody presents a check. Teller will not start crying. Why?
It's not his money.
It is not his money. Banks se money ja rahe, Or somebody comes and deposits 10 millions or 100 millions. Said, wow, amazing. No, because he doesn't own that money. So he's doing his job. That's it. So likewise, that should be our right consciousness. Unfortunately, we don't have that type of consciousness.
These cashiers have good consciousness all the time, because money is coming and going, but it is not his money. He's doing his job only.
So likewise, what we have to do, we should develop this consciousness. It's not easy though, because there's a word surrender, which is not easy. So, Mai Sarvani Karmani, everything is owned by Krishna. Even little bit you can tell, little bit you apply in your life, that will change your life. If we all agree, I'll give you an example. That it happened to me actually. Should I give an example?
Yes.
How do I translate this verse into my life? First, become a good sadhaka of chanting your 16 rounds without fail. Second thing, whatever you are taught in Bhakti Rikshas, in the temples, you apply them in your life. Third point is you do everything. You try, that's the word, try to do everything for Krishna's pleasure. One day, I was in New Jersey. I was actually in Philadelphia. One family, one Prabhu called. I heard you're coming. It's a real story actually. I heard you came to Philadelphia. You're in the outskirts of, I'm just outskirts of Philadelphia, New Jersey. Can you please come to, he didn't say my home. Can you please come to Jagannath home, he said. And I was driving, I told him, Prabhu, I'll not come to Jagannath home, but I'll come to your home, I said. Then he said, no, Prabhu, you're not understanding. We have installed Jagannath Balsudra. This is Jagannath Balsudra's home. We are living there. Please come to Jagannath Balsudra. I told him, Prabhu, I'm driving, that's why I can't hear clearly. I gave an impression his voice is not clear. I said, Prabhu, loud I said, I cannot come to Jagannath home. I gave an impression Jagannath is some friend, his friend. I told him, I'll come to your home. He said, Prabhuji, you can't understand. You can't understand. Jagannath Balda Subhadra deities we installed. It is their home. I am living there. So I did 2 to 3 times. Finally, I said, Prabhu, all right. You know.
So what was the purpose, Puji?
Listen, the purpose is this. I went to his home actually. I went to his home. He dealt with me as though like a big guru came. This happened 10-15 years ago. And he fed as though his bhakti is dependent on my satisfaction. And I said, Prabhu, nobody ever made me such a VVIP person in my life. And after that, then Prabhuji, I arranged your stay in Jagannath's bedroom. I said, what do you mean? Yeah, he said, I have only one. He said, sir, in this house we have bedroom that is not our bedroom. He's married. He and his wife both work in New York City. You know, probably that is Jagannath bedroom. I said, I told him, everything I agree, but we don't sleep in others' bedrooms. No, it is not my bedroom, it is Jagannath's bedroom. I listen up to you now, but now I don't because, so they have only one bedroom home. So he's telling I should sleep there. I said, no, Prabhu, sorry. You know. So the next morning I was leaving, he gave me a check and said, and he showed me a key where he would put the key. Prabhuji, this is Jagannath home. If you are in this area, you use this home for your preaching. ये हमारा घर नहीं है, जगन्नाथ का है. So we live in the morning to New York City. We come in the evening, but this home is yours because it is Jagannath's. So the moral I'm telling is, if you live, you know, his wife told me he does this for everyone. He does this for everyone, and as though his spiritual life is based on their satisfaction. So this is what is I can translate this verse for his actions. You are working for Krishna, you know, as much as possible you're contributing to the organization, Krishna's organization, and you're not lazy, you know, and your knowledge of Krishna. And very important second point, you're trying to surrender to Krishna. May not be 100% surrender, but at least a genuine trial. How many of you are understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Then 31, 31 and 32. Now Krishna is telling, if you follow the instructions of Gita, what will happen? If you reject Gita, what will happen? Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions, who follow the teachings, these teachings faithfully without envy, become free from bondage of fruitive actions. Haribol. If you, whatever I said so far, Nishkam Karma Yoga, Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, and follow Krishna's teachings, Krishna is telling, very soon you'll become free from bondage. Means what? Free, you'll be liberated, sir. That is the advantage. That's why Prabhupada says, if you just follow one word of Bhagavad Gita, you'll attain perfection. Your colleagues are working, but they're getting incriminated. They're increasing the number of births. But all of you, genuinely, sincerely, following the instructions of Krishna to the best of your ability. To the best of your ability. And to the best of your ability, I'm honest with you. Don't worry about the momentary fall downs. You will go back to Godhead, sir and ma'am. Haribol. Are you happy or not?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Amazing. That's the thing. So if you follow Gita, benefits of following Gita, you'll become fully purified. You'll become pure and you'll be liberated. And if you do not follow the injunctions of Gita, and what is Krishna telling? Those who out of envy disregard the teachings, do not follow them regularly, are to be considered bereft of all knowledge, befooled, and ruined in their endeavors of perfection. So see how wonderful, what a great organization we are in. Krishna is giving knowledge, and Lord Chaitanya is showing the application. Nityananda Prabhu is standing there to give you mercy. Radharani is there, don't worry, I'm there. Srila Prabhupada is there with prasad, So the process is there. The process is there. We have prasad to purify our senses, we have mantra meditation to purify our mind, we have Bhagavad Gita knowledge to purify, sharpen your intelligence and subdue the mind, and we have service to purify our ego. And on the top of it, we have a wonderful parampara starting from, from Krishna himself up to Srila Prabhupada and the present gurus. And the Radharani is mercifully glancing at us. Don't worry, we are there for you. Krishna is telling through knowledge, hey, this is the path I have paved, just continue. Lord Chaitanya is telling, just write your name on the paper, I'll pass you, don't worry. Try your best. Nityananda Prabhu is there, I'll write your name on your paper, just tell your name. What you have to do? Stay on the bus. You'll go back to Godhead. Hari bol.
Very well.
You're liking or not?
Yes.
Okay. So then, should I continue?
Yes, Prabhu.
But again, even a man of knowledge acts according to his nature. For everyone follows the nature he has acquired through three modes. What can repression accomplish? Very interesting. So 33 to 35, we have deeply rooted conditioned nature. We have a deeply rooted conditioned nature that doesn't change overnight. So you should not become frustrated. Somebody is very lusty. Somebody is very greedy, very envious. It takes little time. What you have to do? Enthusiasm, patience, and determination. Enthusiasm, determination, and patience. Determination and patience. Also confidence. They are synonymous. Determination. So don't worry, sir. Wait. Results will come. What you have to do? Wait. Patience. Results will not come tomorrow because it takes very long time for the modes to change. How many of you agree? You have been chanting for 7-8 years, same old thoughts, same old behavior. I want to change. But initially, it took 2 months to just in my first 2-3 months, I followed 4 regular principles. Amazing, such success. But after that, it is a little slow. No, actually, Radha Maharaj makes a nice point on this. You want to hear what it is? So when you get into the flight in the morning, 1 o'clock in India, 1 a.m., you're very sleepy. The flight goes on the runway. You wake up. Oh, flight is running on the runway. And you really get a feeling you're traveling to America. Then flight takes off in the air and you sleep. After 1 hour, you get up. You don't get any feeling, is it running or not? Is the flight going on or not? Except sound, you don't hear anything. But if you think flight is not moving and if you get down, it's a problem. You shouldn't get down. You sit on the flight. How long? 16 hours. How long? 16 hours. Then in between you sleep also. Then you get down. Sorry, you wake up. Then you see in 5 minutes. Then once we are landing in 5 minutes in New York City. So likewise, This, we are thinking nothing is happening, but so much is happening. What is that? So much is happening. We are able to get rid of our conditioning. We are trillions of lifetimes of conditioning in just a few years. So what you have to do? Continue, Haribol. What you have to do? Continue. There are principles to regulate attachment and aversion pertaining to sense and objects. One should not come under the control of such attachment aversion, because there are stumbling blocks on the path of self-realization. Now the next one. It is better to discharge one's prescribed duties, even though faultily, than another's duty perfectly. Destruction in the course of performing one's duty is better than engaging in another's duties. For to follow another path is dangerous. Arjuna is telling, I'll go and beg. So you bhaktam bhikshamapi loke. Krishna is telling, no, wrong. So Krishna is telling, it's better to discharge your prescribed duty imperfectly. Now I have a question for, I'll tell all of you. Listen carefully. Minister Chanakya Chandragupta. I'm going to explain verse number 35. Chandragupta is a Brahmana. Chanakya is a Kshatriya. Sorry, Chanakya is a Kshatriya. Sorry. Chanakya is a Kshatriya. Chandragupta is a... I think you're misleading. Okay, now let listen.
Chanakya is Brahman.
Chandragupta is a king. Chanakya is the minister. Chanakya is a Brahmana. Chandragupta is a Kshatriya. So, Kshatriya means 18th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Sauryandaksham, or is that Yuddhe Chapalayanam? He fights Rajaguna. And but Brahmanas are in mode of goodness. So Brahmanas in mode of goodness. So one day, if Chanakya thinks, I am guiding Chandragupta, but Chandragupta is getting all the name. Who is running the show? Chanakya. But who is the actual king? Chandragupta. But Chandragupta is a Kshatriya. He knows how to fight. If Chanakya thinks I am running the show, better I'll sit on the kingdom. Better I sit on the throne and rule the kingdom. What will happen? Chaos. Because Chanakya cannot fight. Chanakya, Brahmana means forgiving. Chanakya cannot fight. And problems will come. You're understanding or not? Chandragupta thinks, I am king. But every time I go, Chanakya gives me a lecture of 1 hour how to run the show. It's better I don't go to him and I make decisions on my own. Then what happens?
Again, he can lose.
Again, it is a chaos. Because he knows very well how to fight. He can give charity, heroism. But he need intelligence. So in the minister, in Chandragupta's kingdom, there is a businessman who funds Chandragupta. He is a billionaire. Every time king takes money from me and he runs the show, what if I become the king? Vaishya means Raja and Tamo combination. If he becomes the king, first, wherever government is funding all the programs, stop them right now. And because he knows how to make money only. Wherever money is coming, he encourages those programs. Wherever money is going from government, all the welfare activities will stop. Because that's what Vaishya. Vaishya means money is very dear. When somebody declares a war, he'll go and close the door and he hates in fear. So, Vedic culture is so perfect. Hey, you do your duty. That is your nature. That is what Krishna is telling. Chanakya has to do his Brahminical duty of guidance. Chandragupta has to do his Kshatriya administration, Vaishya has to do his business, and Shudra has to serve the 4 Varnas in Tamuna. If you follow your nature very well, eventually you'll be liberated. Even Shudra can go back to Godhead at the same time. Brahmana can go back to Godhead. Kshatriya can go back to Godhead, and Vaishya can go back to Godhead. But just because lion is ruling the kingdom, fox cannot become lion and rule the kingdom. Fox doesn't have talent or abilities. How many of you are understanding? If Shudra becomes a king, what he will do? Shudra means bodily consciousness. He'll promote gambling. He'll promote illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication. Because money is coming, right? But they see it's all sin. He doesn't know the definition of sin only. Understanding or not? So, Sreyan Sridharmo Vignaha, Paradharma Sunishtita. So you do your work, even if imperfectly, that is fine. That will purify you. But because some other job, just because A is paying so much money, you should not get into A. Artificial intelligence. Do you have an aptitude or not? I'm just giving an example that came to my mind. You do your duty, but the people you will ask the question. Before you ask the question, I'll answer. Kali Yuga, all these varnas are messed up. All the varnas are messed up. So that's why Kala Shudra Sambhava, just do your work. And Prabhupada said, I came to America to establish second part of ISKCON is Varnashram Dharma. But this Varnashram is so much messed up. Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna. It's very difficult. Still, you have a nature. Some people, they have their nature. Some people have a natural inclination for doing business. So if they get in that, they'll flourish. Some people, you tell them so much, they say, no, I am happy with my 9 to 5 job. Some people are controllers. Some people are Brahminical. For them, they should become teachers and professors. You're all understanding or not? Any question? Otherwise, we'll go to the next one. Just 1 minute. I just showed Maharaj Parikshit, Kshatriya. He was taking guidance from his teachers, Krupacharya. And he was ruling the kingdom, Kshatriya. But he's a Rajarishi. What's that? He's a Rajarishi. He's a king, but Rishi also. So that's why he ruled very well. He took guidance from his Brahminical ministers. He collected taxes perfectly. And he took care of all the citizens. So I told the story, but then the next one, 36 to 43, Arjuna asks $1 million question. You ready? Adha kyana prayaktayam papam charti punisha avichinna vivarshneya baladiva niyojita. Arjuna is asking Krishna, sometimes by descent of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful activities? Even unwillingly, as if engaged by force. How many of you have experienced? You have experienced? Even though you don't want to do it, you do it. After that, you regret. How many of you will raise the hands? I am raising my hand next. Atah kyana prayuktam papam churati purusha avichinna vivarshneya baladiva niyojita. So only 4 people raised hands. Others no. Okay, so people are raising hands. Good. So Krishna, in other words, Arjuna is asking, is it Paramatma inspiring me to do the wrong thing? Who is inspiring me to do the wrong thing? Krishna is telling, definitely not me, sir. Who is inspiring? The famous verse, Kama Yesha Ko Krodha Yesha Rajoguna Samudbhava Mahasana Mahapapma Vidhi Ena Vairanam. Lust only, Arjuna. which is born of the contact with the metal mode of passion, later transformed to wrath, which is all devouring sinful enemy of this world. So you guys, we all, sometimes I don't want to do this. In the night, 10 o'clock, should I sleep or should I eat? Mind says eat. Stomach says no. Mind says no, no. Stomach is telling, but I know we are hungry. Stomach says I am not hungry, sir. You know, many of us have the experience. Somebody is forcing to do, we do it, even though we know it's not good for our life. It's not good for our health. So what is that? One person can answer. What is impelling us to do the things?
Mind.
Lust.
Lust. Kama yesha. Kama. Sometimes people think kama means like, having an erotic relationship with a woman. That is the grossest lust. Lust means if you act against the will of Krishna's desire, that is lust only. Many times I read Prahlad Maharaj, 7th God of Bhagavatam, Prahlad says, Narsimha Swami, I have lust, I have lust. Where is lust coming for Prahlad at the age of 5? Then later I realized, lust is not what we think an erotic relationship with an opposite sex. That is lust in the grossest form. What is lust? Lust means if you desire something that is against the desire of Krishna, that is lust only. Adoration, profit, distinction, Kanaka Kamini Pratishta, Puja Pratishta, Mera Tera, So that is all lust only. But anyway, let us not get into here. But you all understood, right? What is impelling you to do things that are not good for you? Something I'll tell you. Hey, you want to eat certain foods. Actually, they're not good for your body. Still you'll eat. Who is impelling you? Lust only. Usually it comes from mind. If you learn this one lesson, it will not only help you in your Bhakti Shastri, it will help you in your life. What is that? Your mind is your worst enemy. Who is giving you trouble in your life? Your mind only. Actually, the third line, Maya attacks through your mind only. Maya is the mind. Who is the mind? Who is Maya? Mind only Maya. If you want, I'll give you 2-3 examples. Should I give?
Yes, Prabhu.
I gave in the Bhagavatam class before, but I'll give now again. There is a lot of so many sweets. Mind says, please go for it. But your intelligence say, hey, if you eat, diabetes will come. Don't worry, you take the tablets. No problem. But I don't want to take tablets. But mind says, I want to eat. Mind is so firm. You will eat. Wow. Even though it's doctor says also sometimes, don't eat this. Still you will eat. Who is forcing you to eat? Lust. Right? Suddenly somebody comes and hits you from behind when you're driving. You become so angry. Mind is agitated. How can she or he hit me? You go and slap them. They'll slap you. Then you come back and say, you rascal mind, why did you force me to beat them up? Mind says, I was very upset because how can they hit us? But could have called police. So, but they beat me. Mind says, that's not my problem. When they beat you, mind says, I don't suffer. Who suffers? You suffer. I don't suffer. Wow. To please the mind, you went and beat them. But when they beat you, who suffers?
Body.
Body, and you suffer, but mind will not suffer. So you say, so I'm trying to please you, but you don't take responsibility. Mind says, definitely not. Wow. So I do everything to please you, but the consequences, you don't take responsibility. Mind says, no. Then you realize, who is your enemy? Your mind. And mind had made friendship with the senses. और दोनों फ्रेंडशिप करके हमारा बैंड बजा रहे हैं. Who is our enemy? Next door neighbor or the Bhakti Vriksha member? Our mind and our senses are the deadly enemies, nobody else. How many of you are understanding? Krishna is only presenting.
Yes, Prabhu.
So then the thumb rule is to control the mind and intelligence from unwanted engagements. That's why we need to have a lot of association of devotees. We need to have association of Bhagavad Gita. We should read regularly. We should chant our rounds nicely. We should hang on with devotees. Because honestly speaking, if you today is the day you've realized my senses and mind, they are the worst enemies, and they together they join hands, and actually intelligence is police, buddhi. But what mind did? Mind braved the intelligence also. Intelligence is doing only things dictated by my mind. Intelligence should be good. Intelligence should correct the mind. But because we have been feeding mind, this mind became so formidable. This mind has subdued intelligence. I'll give an example. I want job, mind says. Intelligence says, we have been applying resumes so many past 1 year. We are not getting jobs. Mind says, because you don't have enough experience. Mind says, intelligence says, of course, truth, that is truth. Mind says, change your resume to 10 years. But I don't even know, I don't even have 10 days Python. I don't know. But that's okay. Who sees? You go to ChatGPT, put before yourself and give the interview. Everything will be all right. So mind keeps on dictating, and mind intelligence keeps on working for mind. What is the end result? Because you are breaking dharma left and right, your births are increasing. But because you are so much absorbed in the external world, you don't even know the consequences of what you are doing. This is all described in the one word, lust only, Arjuna. Kama yesha krodesha rajoguna sattva. And now 38, 39, 40, Krishna is telling, 41 also. Krishna is telling, you control this enemy. Control this enemy. So, we will come there. I know what is that. We'll come there. Yes. Dhume navriyate vagniyata darsho malena cha tatulbena vrito garbhastatha tenedama vritam. Now Krishna is explaining that lust. Like fire is covered by smoke, mirror is covered by dust, embryo is covered by the womb. Living entities are similarly covered by different degrees of lust. If you see fire is covered by smoke, means fire is visible, though smoke is coming, means that is less lust. Mirror is covered by dust, it's a thick layer. But the embryo, baby is covered by the mother's womb, totally helpless. So here the example is trees. Trees are souls like us, totally covered. Tamaguna. Animals, they are in Rajaguna. So animals are not against it, not Rajaguna, sorry. Animals are a little better. So in the case of trees, it's totally covered. In the case of animals, little better. In the case of humans, much better. You are not so much tormented, so much bothered by the lust. That's why human life is meant for self-realization, because we're able to control it, tolerate and control it. But animals and trees, they don't even have this knowledge. Then the 39th verse. Avritam jnanametena jnanina nityavarena kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena analena cha. Very important verse. We'll read the translation. Can somebody, okay, I'll read it. Thus, the wise living in this pure consciousness becomes covered by the eternal enemy in the form of lust, which is never satisfied and which burns like fire. Now I'll tell you. Which is never satisfied. That is a word. By satisfying the senses and mind, you can never make them happy. Lust is like an itch. Every time you pour ghee in the fire, can you put out the fire? Every time you give into the mind, little more, little more, little more. So it's like this world is like a 25 cents enjoyment, $25 billion suffering. As long as fire keeps on burning, the lusty fire keeps on burning, you are never satisfied. Lust is there in the mind and senses. So what you have to do? Rather than satisfying them, you stop satisfying them. But you say, I need enjoyment? Of course, who said no? Eat prasad. And no, I want to give birth to children? Who said no? Please do that. But follow dharma strictly. No meat eating, including onion garlic. No intoxication, including coffee and tea. No gambling and no illicit relationships. But I want to enjoy senses, eat prasad. And then give birth to children. Perfect. But don't do wrong things. You know? So, what is our happiness? We eat prasad and we purify our senses. Chanting is a little difficult, I know. But that is the way we can control the mind. And reading Bhagavad Gita is a little difficult, we know. But that purifies your intelligence. Yeah. Doing service is a little difficult. That's easy for many people actually. But keep doing service, you'll get the mercy. This is how you will you'll become free from lust. 40th, I think we are finishing we'll finish this chapter today. Now Krishna is telling, where is the enemy? If lust is my enemy, where is enemy is occupied, conquered? Senses, mind and intelligence are the sitting place of lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders them. And Krishna is telling, therefore Arjuna, best of Bharatas, in the beginning curb this great symbol of sin by regulating senses. Slay this destroyer of knowledge and self-relation. What is the problem? Why we don't have any interest for spiritual life? Lust. To the degree you control them, that much degree you can make progress. So Krishna is telling, where is lust present? Senses and mind. Mind has bribed the intelligence. So what is the advantage of coming to Bhagavad Gita classes? Your intelligence, police, wakes up, becomes stronger. Spiritual life means a stronger intelligence and subdue the mind. Stronger police. That's why one has to be very careful in the initial days of Krishna consciousness, chanting. Mind says, no, no, no. But your intelligence is not strong to say yes, yes, yes. That's why stay in the association of devotees. Like if there is but that's why in Bhakti Rukshas we should connect with devotees. They will inspire you. Your intelligence is weak. But when you add another person's intelligence, probably we'll chant together. We'll read together. If you're married at home only, chant together. Harmony for understanding. Why? Initially intelligence is weak. Mind is strong. So if you keep on doing service, keep on reading Bhagavad Gita, keep on chanting, you all agree your life has become slowly better. How many of you agree? It is because you don't know all these verses, but whatever you're trained, slowly you adopted in your life, chanting, eating prasad. The two things itself have sufficiently purified your intelligence and to certain extent, not full extent, I know, even at least certain percentage, you could have grip on your mind. Today, even if you go to McDonald's, you will not go and eat non-vegetarian. Yes or no? Gone. Those days are gone. And no illicit sex. If you're married, prasad chance nahi hai. No illicit relationships. No intoxication. Even if you did in the past. Today, no. We'll be intoxicated by the holy name. Intoxicated by prasad. You know, Rabdi is there. It gives a better kick. You know, you're understanding? Now, should I continue?
Yes.
42nd, 43rd verse. The working sense are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than intelligence. Intelligence is higher than mind. Soul is even higher. Indriyani paranyahor. Indriyabhya paramana. Can you see the screen? Higher than senses is mind. Higher than mind is intelligence. Higher than intelligence is ego. Higher than ego is soul. Actually, he does very interestingly. Krishna doesn't speak of ego. Ego is the behavior. I am the doer behavior. Indriyani paranyahur indriyabhya paramana manasastu parabuddhir e buddhe paratastu sa. So can everyone see the screen? I am showing something.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Mind, actually, let me see. There is a picture. This is the picture. This is the soul, the passenger. These 5 horses are the 5 senses. And the 6th sense is mind. And can you see the strips of leather? Trains. That is the mind. So intelligence can control the mind. Mind will control the senses. Then the charioteer, when intelligence is strong, chariot driver, then the soul passenger reaches the home safe. This should be ideally our life. When people in America, universities, they are telling, whatever mind tells you to do, you do. Cruelty. What does mind tell? What does mind tell you? This tongue is asking for chocolates, or the skin is looking for the illicit sex. Satisfy it. I heard many professors said, satisfy the mind. If you try to satisfy the mind, it will become worst enemy. It will bring mental problems. We should never satisfy the mind. What should we do? Sharpen intelligence. Control the mind. Or you can satisfy the mind with spiritual things, prasad. That is fine. How many of you are understanding? But you should never give room. Little sense enjoyment is okay. Eating prasad, going with devotees for recreation, or so everything. But with a sharpened intelligence, what to do, what not to do. Understanding or not? Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
How do we resist the temptation? Conviction, openness, safety, and taste. So you should be convinced of this screen. First thing, get a higher taste. Oh, let me finish it. I'll say. Understand what is conviction. If I follow Bhagavad Gita, I will become free from temptation. What is openness? Agree you have weakness. Agree you have. What is your weakness? We all have our weaknesses. How many of you agree? So agree the weakness. I have this weakness. That area is gray. Then go to, if you have meeting problem, never arrange your office programs in the McDonald's. Don't become ustad. It's a problem. That's how Maya will trick you. Prabhu, you have fully conquered me. You say so? Arrange your meeting in McDonald's. I can prove you have conquered. If you have illicit things, you should not go and spend in social media and internet. वो खींच लेगा. They will pull you. So first of all, openness and have a safety net. Safety net means when you're going there, alarm should ring. No, 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 no. Time is 8 o'clock. Chanting, no, I have to so many rounds. Stop everything. Chant, chant, chant. And second thing is higher taste. What is that? We need to have higher taste. Means intelligence. Chanting is not good, mind says. Intelligence should say chanting is very good. Chanting is very good. Mind says that one is very good. Gulab Jamun. I'm just giving an example. Intelligence should say you have diabetes, that's not good for you. So likewise, a minute to minute discussion, sorry. Anyway, if you have understood this, how many of you understood this screen? Clear, right? Then, now what is Krishna telling? Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to material senses, mind and intelligence. Understand, you are not the mind, you are not the intelligence, you are not the senses. Who are you? Soul. One should study the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, and by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy, lust. The entire, what is third chapter, Karma Yoga? Conquer the lust. Sharpen your buddhi, subdue your mind and senses, and conquer the lust. You are not the mind, you are not senses, you are not the intelligence also. Who are you? Spirit soul. If you conquer lust, you become free from Maya. Wow. Karma Yoga. Thank you very much. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Prabhuji, I have one question. Prabhuji, generally, teacher and student are viewed as master and das, and friendship is generally on equal levels. So when Arjuna got to know that Krishna is God, what was his attitude towards him? Was it like on reverence? Was it still the same friendship, Prabhuji, or was it like Gaurav Sakhya?
Prabhu, we are dealing third chapter. I'm talking about senses, all these things. And achanak aap pahunch gaya 11th chapter, 12th chapter. But I'll answer your question. When Krishna showed universal form to Arjuna, Arjun speaks here. And he says, who are you? I'm thinking you are Subhadra's brother. And now you are showing all us. Kalasmi lokakshayakrit pravriddho lokan samahartamiham pravrittha. Time I am Arjuna. In the form of time, I have come here to take everything from everybody. Except for you 5 Pandavas, nobody will be here. And Krishna showed universal form. Dronancha, Bhishmancha, Jayadrathancha. All these great warriors are getting crushed in your teeth. So, time I am. Then Arjun says, hey, I don't know this, sir. You are such a great person. And we used to sleep together. We lie down. Sometimes I used to pull your leg. Oh, Sakyati, Yadaveti. You guys are Yadavas, we are Kshatriyas. I used to pull your leg. मैं पहले आपको बहुत मौकरी करता था. Please don't remember all those things. Please don't remember all those things. So Arjuna has forgiveness actually. But of course, Krishna's Yogamaya works. So, but Arjuna is a great devotee. Bhagavad Gita was spoken to us through Arjuna. Arjuna doesn't need Bhagavad Gita. You're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Arjuna is a pure devotee. Arjuna is a devotee in Dwaraka and Mathura. Dwaraka basically. So if anyone has any questions, otherwise we'll stop here.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Amma.
Prabhuji, sometimes like we are not able to distinguish like what is right or not, like our mind is dragging us or it's the intelligence. Like you were giving the example of the like looking for the job, applying to jobs. Like you are applying to jobs and it's 1 year and you are not getting it. So you should just keep on looking for it, or it's not the right path for you. You should stop looking. So those things, like you don't know what the right path is for you. So how do you distinguish that?
Amma, nice question, Amma. This type of questions, especially you're asking for yourself, you should consult with your husband and decide, because families, if you're married, you're in a family setting, we cannot answer. But you made a point. This is the thing. Honestly speaking, if I just it came to my mind just like that. Ideally, life should go in such a way, our sharp intelligence should control our mind, should subdue our mind. So for that, intelligence needs right information. So, but coming back to this question and your question, I don't know your financial situation, family situation. So the simplest answer I can give is talk to your family members and you decide. Sometimes it takes a little long time. I agree with you. Big actors like Amitabh Bachchan, top Hollywood stars, they hit sometimes you hit the negative note, wrong note. You will have a bad period. That bad period will go for 4 or 5 years. These people, they didn't even have, during those bad periods, didn't even have call sheets. No movies. They had a lot of money. The money did not make them happy. But because, they need something more. So they need to be with their fans, they need to be in the media, they need to be in the news, they have released this many movies. It happens to all the people all the time. There's big CEOs, Actually, it happens to everyone when you hit the bad period. If you really ask me what I say that time, wait. If you're a devotee, chant your rounds, depend on Krishna, but perform your duty diligently, even your effort, as I said in the class today. Perform your effort and wait for the result, but don't give it up. But the right decision, to make, like especially the question you asked, I don't know the family dynamics very well. If everyone agrees in your family, that you need this job, just, why not? Try. Try sincerely, keep on trying. Nothing is the end of the world. You're understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji. I was general question, like you were giving the examples, so I was asking differentiate between the mind decisions and the intelligence decisions.
Nice question. Then for that, you need to sharpen your intelligence by reading Bhagavad Gita. Over a period of time, you'll have clarity. And if you chant nicely, that will subdue your mind. It's two things you do. You should eat prasad, that will purify your senses. Chant your rounds nicely, that will purify your mind. Read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Shastra, that will sharpen your intelligence. Do service, that will purify your ego. Over a period of time, with with a better intelligence, you are very well equipped to make right decisions. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll end it. We'll end it here. We're a little late. Very grateful.
Prabhu, regarding the exam.
I'll send it today. No exam, bro. First, you have to answer this one to the first 3 chapters. We finished third chapter.
How many questions will be there?
So you will see the paper. So I think you just see the paper and just write. Okay. Thank you. We'll end it. My obeisance to all of you. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you so much,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.